So let's talk a little bit about why I got involved with a 5-day water fast. I mean, that sounds pretty dramatic for a guy that's 435 pounds. He's got little experience as far as knowing what's good and bad to put in your body. I've learned a lot in this process, but here's the main thing. I was in so much pain before I started this fast. I could barely move. I could barely get out of bed. As you can hear, I got so much weight on my body. I'm out of breath just trying to talk to you guys. But the biggest thing that concerned me is that it hurt to lay down. It hurt to sit down. And if I sat for too long, it was really, really hard for me to get up because my lower back felt like it was going to give out. Not only that, my feet are swelling, and that creates a situation where it's hard to walk. It's hard to go get exercise, and everybody tells you, oh, just exercise a little more. Well, great idea, man, but guess what? If you're obese like me, 400 pounds or more, it's going to take a little bit of effort to get over that hurdle to get started. And this 5-day fast really kick-started everything. I'm able to go for walks now. I'm able to enjoy taking my animals outside in the morning. Everything's not a chore. Even getting up and doing the dishes in the morning is somewhat pleasurable because it gets me a little active first thing in the morning, and it feels good. But if I didn't do this, I was on my way to being either bedridden, and that's no good because guess what? It hurt to lay down, or I would have been stuck in a wheelchair. And that's another, don't think I want to do that because it hurts to sit down. Hey guys, Alaska Life 907 here on YouTube and Facebook. This is probably the most important video I've ever posted. We're currently at Westchester Lagoon in Anchorage, Alaska for anyone interested. I just completed a 5-day water fast and this is my story. Day 1 is over and it wasn't too horrible. I started the fast with my last meal around 6 p.m. Sunday night. There was a few tough moments throughout the day on Monday. My work had some snacks provided for everyone, which is always a great thing. And the worst struggle was when I got home. My family just got home from another Alaska Life 907 fishing trip. Everyone was tired from the busy weekend and they were unloading the car. My wife quickly came in and started cooking pizza. And oh my God, pizza is my sin food. Yes, pizza is my addiction, and I have been horribly irresponsible with my intake over the years. I had to leave the room in order to stay on course, eventually deciding it was safer to watch a movie and fall asleep until the next morning. I started this fast mainly because I'm between 430 and 435 pounds and suffering from daily pains. The scale I'm using to read my weight is a bit hard to read once it gets above 400 pounds. I was suffering with pains in my feet and knees and lower back, and it was taking me a long time to get out of bed in the morning. Then putting my shoes on was another hurdle. This is unacceptable for the long term because the pains I'm experiencing are self-inflicted and potentially life-threatening if left untreated. An important thing to remember when fasting is that it's your fast and not everyone else's around you. So continue that mindset as you go. Let your families live their lives as always, and avoid the temptation of joining in on family meals by removing yourself as needed, and don't make a dramatic event about it. Tuesday was okay. I was still in pain, and in my opinion was harder than Monday. This is the day that most people go back to eating like before. Having a plan and taking advice from those around you, as long as the advice makes sense. I'm glad I reached out to friends before committing to 5 days. The friend I reached out to was a previous coworker with years of experience of having a healthy lifestyle. I told him about the 5-day water fast I was preparing to start, and the first thing he said to me was, "What's your plan afterwards?" And then I suddenly realized, oh my God, I didn't really have a plan for afterwards. So I better get started on one in order to make this work. And I'll get into more of that stuff later. When I got home on day 2, the wife came home with Chinese food. And oh my goodness, I really wanted some. This time I sat at the table with the family and managed to engage in conversation the entire time without participating in the meal. It was still difficult, and I didn't really want to quit at that point because I've already come so far. Wednesday, day 3, I was already feeling different. On this day, my body was searching for something to feed on besides the water and vitamins I've been taking every morning. This was also the day I added a pinch of salt to my glass of water in the morning. I was feeling far less pain in my problem areas, but still good enough to keep me focused. While I was at work every day, I drank close to a gallon of water throughout the day. Keep in mind, I was drinking water before and after work as well. I was a bit excited because my body was dropping the water weight quickly on day 3. Every 2 hours was a bathroom trip to urinate, and each time I felt lighter and lighter. My feet were less swollen, my back wasn't near as bad, and my knees were starting to work like before. The biggest problem was my stomach. My stomach started cramping in the upper right portion, so it made bending and stooping a little difficult because it would cramp up automatically. Thankfully, it was easily cured by drinking more water throughout the day. My employer ordered pizza for everyone, and oh my goodness, that sucked too. But remember, it's my fast, not everyone else's. I refrained once again, and I was so glad I didn't fall off the wagon. At the end of day 3, my wife also mentioned I was looking healthier. Guys, this is day 3, and I can visually see the results in the mirror. The upper portion of my tummy is looking flatter, and my legs are a lot less of a problem now. 3 days to see results. I'm sorry, guys, that's amazing. And what's 2 more after what I've already went through? It's incredibly hard for anyone as obese as me to eat themselves healthy because we tend to overeat at the sight of anything. We like to snack. We like to see good food. We like our carbs. We love our sugar. And I have to give all of that up in order to live a better life. And I also had to remember that day 3 and 4, those are the turning points. I mean, anybody that's doing a long fast, like a 5-day fast, that's typically when they're going to quit. That's typically when they're going to say, no, I've had enough. But I was determined to make this work because I could see my body changing right in front of my eyes, right in front of my wife's eyes, my kids' eyes. Everybody's noticing, my coworkers, everyone. This is amazing. At this point, my body was starting to crave what I needed instead of the things that I wanted, like snacks, cookies, cake, who knows? A lot of the stuff I was eating was unhealthy. Pizza, yeah, that sure isn't healthy, especially if you eat all the pizza. But the hardest part is going to be quitting carbs, because what does everybody crave? We all crave carbs and sugars, even though we don't think we do. Everything is packed with carbs and sugars these days, especially if you're buying processed foods from the store. And what do carbs and sugars do? Well, they're the building block for growth. So every day that you start to take sugar, that's just a catalyst to make something build itself. So your stomach's going to get bigger, your legs are going to get bigger, and eventually your whole system is going to be out of whack. And then you're going to start retaining water like I did and have massive edema in your legs. This isn't something you want, and that's why I did this. Right now, all I'm craving is mainly protein, natural fats, maybe some yogurt, cheese, butter, or avocados. Avocados are like gold. I'm kind of thinking of some burger patties with some cheese on it, a couple of fried eggs cooked in butter, not cooking oil spray. Yeah, that cooking oil, it screws you up too. And the main thing right now is to remember that my body is flushing itself of all the garbage I've been putting into it for the last 2 to 3 years. And this could potentially take months to clean itself out. And the scary thing is that my gut probably had a good 3 to 4 big meals, not little meals, big meals stuck inside of it. Day 4, Thursday. Thursday, I woke up in a positive mood, and getting dressed was so much easier than the previous days. And just to think, a week ago, I couldn't hardly lift my foot up and put my shoes on. I've already dropped 1 size in my waistline. The shirts I'm wearing are getting a little bit bigger each day. This is day 4, guys. Although one thing I did wrong on day 4 is switched out my Skechers, and I decided to wear my work boots to work that day. That was a big mistake because the work boots don't have enough give, and I ended up coming home in a lot of pain, and my feet were pretty swollen. But just think, prior to this, I wouldn't even have been able to get my work boots on because my feet tend to swell when I'm sleeping. And if I did get my work boots on, it was an epic struggle in between fighting my belly, holding my breath, and trying to tie my shoes before I turned purple and passed out on the floor. For those with obesity issues or overweight like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Day 5. Friday was a struggle because I was at the end of my fast, and I knew that I was going to be able to eat eventually. The entire day, I was pretty much stressed, and I was hoping to go home as soon as possible just so I could eat some food for a change. And I knew I just had to get through my workday. The hardest part was just trying to stay focused that entire day. And all that extra stress wound up making me very tired before I got home. Previously, for the last 2 decades, I've been a commercial truck driver. I've driven trucks all over the United States to all points known in Alaska that has a road system, and even to some points that don't have a road system, and we take the ice roads to get there. But my point is, all those years of trucking, I have really messed my body up. I have eaten unhealthy many more times than I've made a healthy choice. So now is the time to switch up. I changed my job. I'm now currently delivering auto parts. And in that process, I'm forced to get in and out of the car and exercise. Even if I don't want to, it's my job. I have to do it. And then when I'm not delivering auto parts, I'm running around all over the store trying to stock the shelves as quick as possible because the parts keep coming in and the parts keep getting sold. So we're busy, busy, busy. But the biggest thing is right now is the time to change all that. And it's day 5. And I am feeling fantastic. And I wish you guys would too. But guess what? The best news of all of this madness is when I stood on the scale this morning. It said I lost about 30 pounds. 30 pounds in 1 week. And yes, I know most of that is water weight. But guess what? That's 30 less pounds that I'm carrying around. So beforehand, when I was 430 pounds or so, if you were to hand me a 75-pound weight, just a dumbbell, I'm just holding it, I would be over 500 pounds at that point. That's nuts. It's time to knock this off, have some accountability, and get on with a better lifestyle. And I hope that this video will help some of you make a decision on if you would like to choose this or if it's a bad idea for you. Not everybody's going to be able to do this. And when I heard of a 5-day water fast, I thought, no, that's impossible. I don't think I can even do it. But guess what? I started doing my research. I was watching several YouTube videos on how to do this. If it's possible, the best way to do this, what vitamins and nutrients to take while doing this, how to keep my electrolytes up and in balance. And guess what, guys? It works. Now, guys, just remember, I'm just the average truck driver. When I started trucking, I said, I'm never going to be that guy. Well, you know, over the years, it wears you down. You sit a lot, and that sitting creates a lot of pain in your lower body because that's all you're doing is you're sitting. You get out of the truck, you open your doors. That's about it. You go back in, you take a nap. And all of those years that I've been trucking, I've been doing a lot of damage to myself. And the food portions over the years have gotten way bigger than what I'm used to. So when I was a kid, 2 eggs and toast, maybe a link of sausage, a piece of bacon, that was breakfast. Now we're served these big giant platters of food. And our generation was taught to eat everything. I don't know about you guys, but when you eat everything, that's a problem, and that's how you get to look like me. So if you want to avoid looking like me, and you want to jumpstart your metabolism, boy, this 5-day fast was a great way to get started. I sweat just talking to normal people every day. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I sweat a lot. As I went along, I stopped sweating, it seemed like. So it was like, why am I not sweating anymore? And I was just living life as comfortably as possible, if that makes any sense. So I'd eat 3 meals a day because guess what? You know, school and my kids' school, they teach everybody these days to eat 3 meals a day. And they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, yes, it is to some aspect. But it's setting you up for failure for the rest of the day if you add a lot of carbs and you add a lot of sugars, super sweeteners, you know, really, really sugary fruits and stuff like that. Cereals are really screwing up people nowadays. If I eat a bowl of cereal, it just makes me feel horrible tomorrow. So I got to stay away from the grains. I got to stay away from the breads, the wheats, all of that stuff. And this is something that's going to jumpstart me, hopefully to get me into the next level. Guys, I'm going to be dead serious. I cannot believe the results I've gotten from this fast. I mean, on day 3, I was seeing results. I mean, I can look down and my body's getting smaller. Pants are getting baggier. The clothes I'm wearing are getting baggier. It wasn't long. This is just a hoodie, and this thing was kind of tight on me. So that's an impressive result. And then when I stepped on that scale and I saw that I had almost a 30-pound weight loss in 5 days, I mean, come on, this has got to be something special here. So, I mean, if you're thinking of trying this, definitely talk to your doctor or physician. Make sure that you're ready to do this. And in order to do this, man, make sure you have a rock solid plan. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. And we're going to dive right into that right now. This is what I did for the entire week. And this is what got me through. I stuck to this plan and I followed it all the way through until Friday. Guys, this stuff is super important, so pay attention. The first thing I always do when waking up is I get a glass of water and then I start the coffee for the family. And yes, I do drink some coffee every day, without sugar and without creamer. Boy, that creamer can really screw you up, especially if you're using that mixed flavored type. So the first thing I do every morning is I get a full glass of water. This is the first thing I drink. I drink just one regular full glass of water without anything in it. Then I get the coffee ready for later on. Then I get another glass of water and I mix in 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Then I have a pinch of Himalayan salt. And the next thing I'll do is I'll take 2 fish oil tablets, 1 B12, 3 D3s, 1 zinc tablet, 1 magnesium tablet, and 1 prostate preventive supplement. So these are the 2 bottles I take to work every day. They're 1 quart of water apiece. And it seems like a lot of water to be packing around with you, but trust me, it's not. So the first part of my day, I'll be drinking one of these. The second part of my day, I'll be drinking this. If I don't complete this by the end of the day, I'll complete it just before arriving at the house. Everyone might do this a little differently, so let me know in the comments below if you think there's anything I could change, add, or do better the next time I try this. After all, I'm not a health genius, or else I wouldn't have gotten to 435 pounds. So in order to make my electrolyte mixture for the day, I use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a splash of lemon juice, and a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. Mix it with water, and boom, there you go. You got electrolyte mixture. That'll get you through the day. And if you want, you can pack an extra bottle with electrolyte mixture just the same to get you through the rest of your day. And trust me, you'll need this stuff, and I'll get into more of that in my next video. So far it seems pretty basic, and I got far better results than I was ever expecting. So if you found this video useful and want to follow along with my weight loss goals, then please, by all means, subscribe, follow the channel, and don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. So far, the Alaska Life 907 page has been a great way to communicate outside of Alaska, and I'd love to hear all your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And we really do our very best to try to give everyone a personal response in the comment section. Well, look at the time. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.